Now, Claire, and I asked you earlier, we were speaking, where how do you think the problem still exists? And again, I'm not putting words in your mouth, but certainly when we spoke earlier, you thought that there'd been massive breakthroughs in terms of the direction the industry's gone, but there are still loopholes. They're getting smaller and smaller. Um, what would you describe as the issues that we still need to face?
Well, I would like to say, firstly, that I think, I agree with Kevin wholeheartedly. The steps that have been taken have been absolutely positive, and it's tremendous. The changes are really sort of having a meaningful impact on the lives of these dogs now. The rehoming scheme is brilliant. I would like to see that rolled out in Ireland as well, because I think now, possibly again going back to the antis, they're now getting some dogs from Ireland, and that is now becoming a problem. The injury recovery scheme, another thing, absolutely brilliant. It's fairly new. There's a few little minor things to iron out. One thing I would like to see addressed is that dogs that are put to sleep for untreatable injuries, I'd like them to be assessed first, just to make sure that nobody could be using that as a little way around the system. And as regards the older dogs that are being sold on for a couple of £100 when they're nearing the end of their careers, well, that's always a sore subject with me. I don't like seeing it. I don't think anybody really likes seeing it. But with the rehoming scheme, hopefully that will very quickly become a thing of the past.
Yeah. So, was there anything else?
Well, dogs that are retained by the owner for breeding, I do hope that they will be followed up on when they are then later rehomed as pets when they're finished being bred from, yes. So that's another possible loophole. And these are just the things that we need to address as things go forward. But I am confident that as the scheme rolls itself out, all these things will be addressed.
Absolutely. And again, we're dealing in small numbers. I think in total for
Oh,
every
yeah,
single breed, it's
undoubtedly.
probably what about 100 and
But
70
even one is
a
too
year or something.
many.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely so. But again, if we listen to the antis, they would be telling us it's in their thousands, uh,
Uh-huh.
and we're dealing of a small percentage of 170 litters per year, something along those lines, I guess. So
Yes. So it's all very positive, but we can't afford to be complacent. We need to strive continually to try and close the loopholes before they even appear.
yes, definitely so. Would there be, Kevin, if you had a direct line to the Greyhound board and to Mark Bird in particular, would there be anything you'd be specifically asking for?
Well, I think just to keep going forward, I think the GRS has worked well. I think certain complaints from breeders has been the fact if they've had a litter of 8, 10 that come on at the same time and they're keeping the dogs, it's a big amount in one go at the start. And I think there possibly could have been ways that it could have been done slightly differently. But no, I think that in general, in terms of the retirement side, which is what I deal with, we call it welfare, but it's the retirement side that I deal with. I think things are very positive now, far greater than at any time. There can be no denying that it's 100% better than it was, like I said, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So no, I have no. There's nothing directly, to be honest. If I've got something to say to Mark Bird, I'm willing to contact him and say so. We get on well enough. I think he gets fed up with me sometimes, but I'd be happy to say things.
Yeah, yeah. I keep trying to get him on one of these Zoom calls. So far, it hasn't happened, but we live in hope.